Hi everybody, it's Danielle from Haverford Township Free Library, and welcome to this week's Pajama Storytime. So, if you have something to snuggle with, a blanket, a stuffed animal, a sibling, a grown-up, a pillow, anything you like, go grab it because I'm going to read you some stories for bedtime. So, but first let's start with a little song. If you want to read a book, clap your hands. If you want to read a book, clap your hands. If you want to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you want to read a book, clap your hands. If you want to read a book, stomp your feet. Stomp, stomp. You can't see me, but I'm stomping my feet. I am. If you want to read a book, stomp your feet. Stomp, stomp. If you want to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you want to read a book, stomp your feet. Stomp, stomp. If you want to read a book, say shh. If you want to read a book, say shh. If you want to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you want to read a book, say shh. So, let's get started with our first book. This is Cindy Moo. Cindy Moo by Lori Mortensen. And Cindy is a cow, it looks like. Let's find out about Cindy Moo. Looks like there she is there, and she's peeking at somebody sitting in the house. She's listening to something. Cindy Moo. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Over at the Diddle farm, a little bit past 8, the cows all heard a nursery rhyme that caused a great debate. Diddle cows stood in the barn and listened to each word about the cow that jumped the moon, amazed at what they heard. Across the moon? Cried Buttercup. No way, said Honey Bun. The moon's too high and much too far. It simply can't be done. And as the cow scoffed at the thought, a voice rose loud and true. Why can't a cow jump to the moon? That voice was Cindy Moo. The cows began to argue. Each took a different side. But in the end, they all confessed that none of them had tried. So Cindy Moo raised up a hoof and said that it was true, that if that a cow could jump the moon, by golly, I can too. And Cindy Moo waltzed to the field as others gathered round. She jumped that moon with room to spare in one grand bovine bound. She pawed her hooves, she shook her head, she ran and picked up speed, and with a mighty moo, she jumped across a prickly weed. She didn't make it very far. Told you so, said Honey Bun. Too bad, said Buttercup. Cows weren't meant to jump the moon. Why don't you just give up? But Cindy Moo ignored her friends. She'd made a solemn vow. She'd jump across the silver moon as soon as she knew how. The next night, after grazing, she caught a stunning sight. The moon was perched upon the hill, a ball of silver light. Cindy Moo let out a snort and charged up to the top. But when she reached the grassy peak, she skidded to a stop. Oh, no, she's right there on the edge. Instead of staying on the hill, much to her surprise, the moon flew off the grassy ridge back up to star-filled skies. Cindy Moo plopped on the ground. Would it be for naught? Jumping the moon, she said, is harder than I thought. Back inside the barn that night, the worst of all came true. Rain clouds swept the moon away. Now what was she to do? She couldn't jump, what wasn't there. Perhaps the herd was right. The moon and cows would never mix, not then or any night. But late that night, when raindrops stopped, she peeked outside and found the moon had slipped down to the earth upon the rain-soaked ground. What is she seeing? There. It looks like she's seeing the reflection of the moon in a puddle from the rain. Cindy Moo kicked up her heels and raced with all her might, and with a happy moo, she jumped across the moon that night. And she leaped right over. Her friends came out and marveled much. "Ms. Moo, you've done it now. A cow can really jump the moon as long as she knows how." And ever since that rainy night, the cows do not debate. Whenever rain clouds pass their way and it is growing late, they gaze upon that puddled moon and jump it 2 by 2. And guess who leads the diddle herd? Of course, it's Cindy Moo. And that was Cindy Moo by Lori Mortenston. I hope you liked that. I did. It was the first time I was reading it, and I think it's got a very positive message about keep trying, and maybe you just need to find a different way to do something in order to achieve your goal. Let's do a song before we do our next book, okay? What do you think we should do? I mean, what we haven't done for a little while. Oh, you know what? Since we just read about the moon, why don't we do Zoom Zoom? Ready? Warm up like this. And zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Let's do that again in case you were like, what? I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Let's do that again because now you know. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! You're supposed to jump when we do the blast off. I don't jump. Well, I didn't jump because I'd be boop, just right out of the screen and be like, where'd you go, Danielle? Where'd you go? Are you ready for our next book? I thought I would read this one because you might have started school this week, or you might be starting school soon. So this is Cornelius P. Mudd, Are You Ready for School? By Barney Salzberg. Are you ready for school? I don't know. Cornelius P. Mudd, are you ready for school? Cornelius P. Mudd, do you know what time it is? Yes. Are you up? Yes. I guess he's up. Did you make your bed? Yes. Are your clothes on? Yes. What did he do? He put his clothes on and there's the fish tank for the head and some glasses and a hat. Did you eat breakfast? Yes. Wouldn't you like to have cotton candy and popcorn for breakfast? Is your backpack ready? Yes. His backpack's just full of toys. Did you pack lunch? Yes. What did he pack for lunch? Snow cones. Snow cones for lunch. Are you ready for school? No! Whoa! You got up, made your bed, put your clothes on, ate breakfast, got your backpack ready, and packed your lunch. Is there something we forgot? Yes! A kiss! Mwah. Cornelius P. Mudd, now are you ready for school? Yes. Have a great day. Oh, he goes to clown school. Well, that makes sense now. That's why he had a backpack full of toys and snow cones and a beanie on his head and cotton candy for breakfast. He goes to clown school. The end. That was Barney Salzberg. Cornelius P. Mudd, are you ready for school? And are you ready for our silly lullaby? So, if you have, again, a stuffed animal or a pillow or a blanket or a sibling or a grown-up, or just give yourself a big hug and get ready for our silly lullaby. Okay. Go to sleep, my zoodle, my fibbledy-fitsy-foo. Go to sleep, sweet noodle, it's time to say achoo. The chicken's in the bathtub, the closet full of sheep. The sneakers in the freezer are drifting off to sleep. Go to sleep, my zoodle, my fibbledy-fitsy-foo. Go to sleep, sweet noodle, the owl is whispering moo. And with that, we say goodnight, and thank you so much for joining me for Pajama Storytime. I hope you join me again next week, or I hope to see you in the library. Come in to check out some books, or just say hi. Bye for now.